Canio, there'll be two juniors that they'll see a lot of action. I mean, we'll play 4 guys in a rotation, and then the 5th guy is going to be a senior linebacker, Jeremy Hunter, and he actually he probably was our best linebacker through our playoff run from the time after Ashbrook against Forest View and against A.L. Brown, and also against the Anson County. He probably was the most productive guy that we had, with the exception of Jordan in the state championship game. So we're very, very solid at linebacker. Defensive front is another place where we're very solid. Of course, we got the Duke commitment out of Carson Ginn at defensive end. He started last year. Clarence Taylor is another starter who's going to play some 5 technique opposite of Carson. He's a guy who's replacing Maurice Falls, who went to East Carolina in December. We got Roy Turner, who should help us at the 3 technique. Roy's a senior, strong kid in the weight room. Then Cameron Van Pelt, a guy named Sam Naudit. These kids have made tremendous strides in the off season as far as foot speed and strength. We're going to be solid up front. We're going to stop the run and try to get pressure on the quarterback and keep the ball in front of us as a secondary.
All right. Just want to take it back for a second. Tell us a little bit about last year. What did it feel like winning that state title? What was your first thought? The clock runs out. Coach Devine's thinking what?
Thank goodness. I mean, we're just so very thankful for the kids, the commitment that they make. It's a community thing for us. It's a family-oriented deal. We put so much time and effort into it. Not just the players, but the family. They got to get them there in the summertime. They have to. They pay their own way to Mars Hill. The Booster Club doesn't pay their way to Mars Hill. They have to throw in there for the Booster Club. We got over 20 teams and 600 athletes, and we spend very little money as a group football, and most of the money goes to the non-revenue sports. So it's it's a tremendous asset, tremendous it's a great accomplishment, achievement. That's what it's all about. Championships, for those kids to be able to do what they did, I don't think anybody saw it coming. But they just gained in confidence and they came together as a team, as a brotherhood, and just made it happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's great, playing at South Point. I mean, maybe you can talk a little bit about it. Every night, every Friday night, you take that field at South Point, a sellout crowd. I mean, like you said, it is a community thing there, at South Point for you. When you take that field, like I said, you've got a full stadium right behind you, cheering you on every game. I mean, it's got to be special for you, knowing, kind of a credit to you for the program that you've built over there, and, something to give that community really to get behind.
Well, we're very, very fortunate that, that tradition was there before we got there. Coach Biggerstaff and Coach Tate, a lot of these kids that are playing now are sons of guys who played, in the 70s and 80s. And, Coach Biggerstaff laid that foundation as far as tradition is concerned, the community support, and how we come together as a community. Because, we've got kids from McAdenville, we've got kids from Cramerton, we get kids from Mount Holly, out of that little neck that comes from North Belmont. It's not just Belmont, it's Cramerton. We certainly get some great athletes from Cramerton every year. So to be able to come together and put on those red hats and see that community support, not just from one community, but from all communities, and everybody pitching in together, it's tremendous. We're just so very thankful that the tone had already been set long time ago. And Coach Tate kept that tradition up in the 90s, and we've been very, very lucky and fortunate to keep it up here in the new millennium.
I hear that. If you have one point that you could point to, I guess, right now, coming into this, the early part of the season, like I said, defending champs, what's the one point, I guess, right now you look at that could be one thing you kind of want to see, I guess, the weak spot maybe that will keep you from, repeating as state champs? If you have one concern on this team, what do you think it would be right now?
Well, I mean, you just got to block, tackle. The game is blocking and tackling. Got to be solid in the kicking game, whether you're blocking for a punt team and you got to tackle and cover the kicks, whether you're kicking off or punting. So, you just got to do the fundamentals. Everybody's got a job. Everybody's got to be held accountable. If you get back down to the fundamentals of the game, you got to play fast and physical, and then you just got to do your job before you go help somebody else. And if we get that, if we can get those points across and do a good job of blocking and tackling, and just be solid in the kicking game, then things will turn out all right.
All right, Coach. One last question. I'm sure, South Point's the favorite this year again for the conference. Who do you see being the biggest challenge for you this year? That team ready to knock South Point possibly off the pedestal.
Well, we take them one at a time. They're all great programs, and if you've gone to any of the scrimmages and you've seen the size of Huss, the speed of Ashbrook, Crest has always got speed. Kings Mountain's got size and speed. North Gadsden's going to have speed. They're going to be tough and physical. Ashbrook, Huss. Every time you turn around, Lincoln. I don't know how many years Lincoln. We go up and have a knockout, drag out with Lincoln, and they go in the third or fourth round of the playoffs. No matter who wins that game. There's not a weak sister on the schedule. You go down to Clover. Clover's a state champion 2 years ago, and they certainly got a great program going on. T.C. Roberson went to the fourth round, went to a regional final 2 years ago. So, and then Burns is having a resurgence. So we're just looking to win one game, and one game at a time. That one Friday night, that's the one we're going to focus on. We're not going to look forward or back or anything else. And think about all these great teams that I've mentioned. I didn't even mention the team that beat us last year, and that's Forest View. And they've got everybody back offensively and defense. I think they lost a little old running back, and they got his twin. We're going to have to check his DNA and make sure that it ain't the same kid. But, every week's a battle, and if you don't look at it that way, somebody's going to slip up with you.
All right, Coach. Well, we appreciate you coming on, and good luck defending the title this year. And hope to have you back on at another time, and maybe second, two-time state champ.
We hope. Thank you.
No problem. Have a good one, Coach.